Okay guys, we've got an application style question here for you where we've got a bolt falls off an aircraft and it falls 4.7 metres in the first second, 14.3 in the second, and so on. So we could draw up a little table here where we could say that T1 is equal to 4.7, T2 is equal to 14.3, T3 is equal to 23.9. And we're wanting to know what was the altitude of the aircraft if the bolt took 12 seconds to reach the ground. So we know that n equals 12. So the first thing we need to do is first of all work out what the common difference is, and we know that the first term is equal to 4.7. So the common difference is where we go T2 minus T1 and T3 minus T2. So if we go T2 minus T1, that is 14.3 minus 4.7. Whoops, that should be 7. Sorry. 4.7. And if we do that calculation, that equals 9.6. And if we go T3 minus T2, we get 23.9 minus 14.3, and that also equals 9.6. So obviously our D value is equal to 9.6, which is kind of what I'd expect, because that is the rate of gravity on the Earth, is 9.6 metres per second. Anyway, okay, so we've got our D value, we've got our A value, we've got our N value. So now we can plug that into our equation to work out how long it takes for the altitude of the aircraft if the bolt took 12 seconds to reach the ground. And we'll do that on the next screen. Okay, so now we've got the next part of our problem, and at this time we're going to be using the partial sum. And you're asking why we'd use the partial sum. It's because back in the question it's asking what was the altitude of the aircraft. And so if we think of an aircraft in the sky, and I can't draw planes very well, and we're looking for the total distance that it has dropped over 12 seconds, and we're not looking for how much it dropped in the 12th second, we're looking how much it's dropped after 12 seconds. So that's why we're using the partial sum formula. So what we do is we're going to plug in our bits of information. We know that n equals 12, a equals 4.7, and d equals 9.6. So we just plug this information into the equation. So the partial sum after 12 seconds is going to equal 12 over 2 times 2 times 4.7, which is 9.4, okay, that's a point, plus 12 minus 1 times 9.6. And you simply put that into your equation, so that the partial sum of the equation after 12 seconds equals 690 metres. So the altitude of plane is 690 metres, because we're told that it takes 12 seconds to hit the ground. Okay, and that's how you solve that problem.